Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Now today Inside the Den we're going to take a look at Aika Online. This is a free-to-play 3D fantasy MMORPG. So let's get started, get ourselves logged in. There is only one server, and once you get logged into different servers you have different nations you can choose from, which is almost like your factions. So we're going to go ahead, and it looks like that may be one that they're recommending, so let's grab that one. You can select PvP or PvE. We're going to go ahead and select PvP. As you can see, we have no characters, so let's get to creating and see what we have as our options. So we've got 6 different character classes. We've got the Warrior, the Paladin, the Rifleman, the Dual Gunner, the Warlock, and the Cleric. So let's take a look real quick and see what each of these has to offer. So the Warrior is your basic fighter type. You can see here you've got a little description, and it scrolls down just a little bit. Masters, Swordsman, stuff like that. Let's get through each one. Paladin, Mighty Templar, and Valkyrie, and all that good jazz. And what I'm noticing really quick here is these are gender locked, so you can select them, and like we just select the Rifleman. The Rifleman has a male option, and that's it. So, but if you do want to play a Rifleman type character, you want to be female, you just go, I guess, with the Dual Gunner. It looks like they're both kind of is a gunslinging pistolier using 2 ranged weapons, and the Rifleman is somebody using a little bit longer, more elusive sniper type, Reaper, shadowy agent of death. And the Warlock is a black magic user, Arcanist, Archmage, true master of the occult arts. And then lastly we have the Cleric.
I'll do it.
The Cleric is our last character. And you can see here, healing magic, your typical healer. Let's go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and select the Warlock and see what that's all about. Let's go ahead and name our character. We'll add an S on the end there. Let's see how many hairstyles we have here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 different hairstyles. Not a ton, but enough. And we can choose our hair color. Let's see if they have anything crazy. No, they really don't. Basically the craziest thing you have is kind of this reddish purple. And then you've got a few different face types. Let's see what we have here. I believe 5 definitely looks like a Warlock to me. So let's create. And we get to pick where we want to start. If we want to start in the city or in the fields, let's start in the fields. See what that's all about. And there we go. So there's our character. As you can see, there's not a ton of character customization when you're creating your character. You do have some basic statistics, as you can see here, and as expected, because we are a magic user type, we do have intelligence very high, and then we have luck, kind of our next statistic. Agility probably there to avoid getting hit and all that good jazz. But let's get going with the start. We have no pin, so let's a 4-digit pin. Let's go ahead and okay, and let's create a pin real quick, and there we go. Re-enter to confirm, and there we go. So we're all started. Oh, we've got a little cutscene with a story. Before time began, the goddess Aika created the lands of Arkan. So it gives a little bit of background of the game world that you're getting involved in. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward so we can get right in and see the gameplay. So this game, like I said, is a 3D fantasy MMORPG. It has really nice graphics. Once we get in there, we'll be able to see those. You can already tell that they put some time into the soundtrack, the music, and things like that. We're pretty good. Looks like we're kind of coming out of this dream state again. And Ragstein, the great prophet destination, capital city, place where humanity gathered, blah, blah, blah. And we're getting a little flyby out of the city and out into the field area that we're going to start our adventure in. And you can, of course, escape to skip this. We'll get a good little view of what's going on real quick. So it looks like, as usual, we've got our typical exclamation point. Denotes our guy that we need to talk to for a quest. And we've got voice acting, which is always nice to hear. Let's talk to him, get directions. You can see it kind of has this storytelling feel where it's going back and forth between the 2 characters. So let's do next. And let's skip. We don't want to do that. We want to just pick up the quest and get going. Making bacon. So essentially we need us to go and take out some pigs Let's get through all this. The game, you can already tell, has a lot of in-depth story to it. And all the translations look good. Doesn't look like there's anything out of place there. We have some basic stuff. And
that assault was intense.
I don't know. Okay. It looks really weird because, you know, in most games when you have a yellow question mark, that means that you're done with the quest. But let's see what we've got here. So we've got our young boars over here that he needs us to take out. Let's see what we have. We have an attack skill, which is our basic attack with equipped weapons. Let's see what we do have attack. So there's our character info. We got training pine staff. And then we've got some training boots and a training robe. Let's see what we have in our inventory. We do have a novice box. Let's click to use that. And that gives us some health potions. Let's drop these real quick into our hotbar so we can easily access those. We've got a portal scroll, which will take us back to where we are saved, which as you saw was our save point back there. So let's get into the attack. So we do have one spell, which is Fireball. It looks like it's pretty powerful. We went ahead and one-shotted that last pig, or the young boar, I should say. We're not exactly doing a ton of damage, but we're doing enough to take these guys out in one shot. And we've got our quest goals over here. Quest goals is eliminate the young boar. And we've already leveled up. So it looks like the actual experience curve is pretty good. Also like the fact that you look around, you see a bunch of other people playing the game. So we're not going to be alone. And from what I hear and what I see, even though there is only one server, the game seems to be decently populated with players, so that's always a good thing. So it looks like once we do complete a quest, we get this kind of sideways S.
Have you seen anyone suspicious?
So no, I haven't seen anybody suspicious, but I've taken care of the bacon. So there we go. Next, let's get through this, get our reward. And what was our reward? Let's see what we got. We got 30 gold and 30 experience. So you can hardly see it down here. But let's pick up his next quest and move on and see what other areas he has us heading on to. Missing comrade. So he wants us to go find his buddy. So we'll accept that quest and move on. I know we need to head in this direction because I have done this quest before. But one thing I can tell you is let's bring up the quest tab. And you see here, none of these are clickable. So unfortunately we don't have the I guess you'd call it the lazy button. As you get in a lot of games where you can just click on an NPC or click on a different area. Let's bring up the map. Shows you where we're at. Shows you different other, the guard who just gave us that one quest, then you've got a couple other quests here. And the game world looks pretty good size. You've got a bunch of different areas. There's one of the starting towns that we'll enter, and then you've got a bunch of different areas of the world that you can quest around in and check things out. Now I'm pretty sure there it is, the corpse of William Mays. He's right over here. So let's go talk to the corpse. So actually let's examine the corpse. So there we go. We found out that he was taken out by some giant pig, or should I say giant boar. One of these, not one of these breeding boars. It's a different one. So let's go report this back to him. And let's take a look and see. Here's our skills. So we've got first, second, third, fourth, and basic, which is basic is the return and basic attack. And then we do have some points there, but right now we don't, I didn't mean to pick that up. Let's drop that real quick. So there we go. So we do have some skill points. We can't assign those until we get into town and we actually talk to our trainer. So quest, missing comrade. There we go. Next, what happened? We tell him about his death, all that good jazz. Looked like it was pierced, some big pig. There you go. There's the reward. Let's pick up his next quest. What has he got for us? Avenging William Mays. So the music gets all foreboding and like we need to go kill somebody. Sounds like battle music. So mutated boar is what we need to take care of. So next, accept. And let's go ahead over here a second. I'm going to show you guys. We've got this merchant right here that we can talk to, and he has, you can talk to him. We can pick up some of the different items depending on, if you're the rifleman or things like that. Identification scroll if you find items that you need to identify. You also have this different food, and you can see it. This food is actually for your pran, which is your pet that you can pick up and have running around with you. But let's talk to him again, and you can also repair all your equipment, or you can get the quest that he has for you. So he needs some leather. And now he has quests that are actually repeatable, so you can repeat the quest a few times. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure if they do that specifically because they need it repeated, or they're just trying to get you to a certain level before you head off into the next area. Let's buzz through this and get all these quests. We can look in our little quest tracker up to the top and see what we need to do. So there we go. We need to eliminate the mutated boar, collect coarse skin, and get partially digested pumpkins. So we're going to head over this way because I believe the mutated boar is over here. And like I said, you don't really get a lot of help on the map. You know, a lot of games these days are almost basically telling you exactly where monsters are. Luckily, I do know kind of a little bit of where these guys are. And there's the mutated boar. Let's take him out with our fireball. So there we go. Takes one. You can see here's the NPC or the monster's health up at the top. Then you've got my health and my mana right here. And we've almost got him. And we're getting hit, so we're actually getting interrupted a little bit on being able to... And there we go. We took him out. And we'll take out a few of these guys while we're looking at some of the other features. Oh, bring up your settings so you can adjust your controls, your game, your video, your sound, stuff like that. Eyes your inventory. U brings up your world map so you can see there's the world is a decent size. We're in this section right here, which is a pretty good chunk of the actual game world, but it takes you a little while to get around. And then this is the main city that you'll head to pretty early in the game. Y will bring up your party matchmaker, so if you're looking for a certain an instance dungeon, let's say, and then here's some of the instance dungeons, and then you'll be able to look for an actual party and search for that. T is receive event item. Okay, so can't receive any more of those. G is for guild. H is personal shop is only available in town, so it doesn't look like there's an auction house. It looks like everything is done through a personal shop type situation. J will bring up the actual item shop, and you can see there's tons of different types of items that you can get in the game. Spend money to either consumables or get equipment or equipment upgrades, accessories, those types of things. And then here's the prawn and things like that we were talking about earlier. Even a snow princess dress. Hey, whatever. K brings up your skills. L brings up your quest list. So there we go. M brings up your local map. B will bring up your socials, friends list, things like that. And then C brings up your character info. But let's take out a few more of these boars and see if we can't finish a couple more of these quests. And as you can see, like with quest items, you automatically pick those up. So I took out that young boar, and he had a quest item which was the coarse skin, and it automatically picked that up. I believe these merc bee things, or these little slime type things, they have the... Oh, I thought they had the pumpkins, but it looks like he had the coarse skin. Maybe they do have the pumpkins. But we just leveled up again, so we're actually level 4 now. So that happened really fast. So we've got quite a few skill points. Maybe when I took out that mutated boar, I leveled up without even seeing it. Let's take out a few more of these guys and see if we can't. We got the last coarse skin. We haven't gotten any of the pumpkins. Let's see if we're even. So as you can see here, I'm going to go in here and see if we're even on the right monster. So it looks like the breeding boars to get the half-digested pumpkins. But you see there's two different tabs here. So you've got one tab for normal, and then you've got another tab for the plot. So there's two different quest lines. So the plot is the Avenging William Mays, and then the normal is this other stuff that we're working on, which is kind of these gathering quests, or these, you know, kill 10 of these guys, or 20 of those guys, or whatever and whatnot. So that's kind of a cool little system. I always like that when they've got two different things, especially when these games some of these games get really story driven. And I think a lot of different companies are moving towards that with their games. The story driven aspect, it just adds a little bit extra when you are playing these games. A little bit more never hurts. And you can see graphically, you can see off in the distance, you can see the town of Ragenstein or Regenschein. You can see that off in the distance, so you can see graphically the game is really well done. You put a lot of time into the graphic aspect. I personally think for a free-to-play game, It's very well done, and I always like to see when free-to-play games are putting that little bit of extra effort, whether it's graphically or the sound that helps to immerse you in the atmosphere, or the voice acting, things like that. Just help take games just that little bit over the edge and over the top to the next level as far as I'm concerned. Even though we did have just a little bit of a graphical glitch right there for a second. So we did complete all of our quests, so let's run back real quick and turn those in and see how far we get. We are going to, I believe, get our first piece of gear. So let's get our reward, and here we go. So you get quest reward. The nice thing is they're pretty much giving a reward for each of the different classes. As you saw when we created the character, we had 6 different classes. And the nice thing is you can see right here, we want the one for the Warlock. So there we go. Let's pick that up, grab those, and you double click to equip them, and you even saw it, if you were paying attention, it did equip on my character. So there we go, and you can see there's those gloves I just put on. So he's asking us to head, this is the quest line, he's asking us to head into Ragenstein, or should I say Regenschein. So let's turn in this one real quick, and recycling leather next. Let's get our reward, and as you see, he's got another quest for us, and let's bring it up. And like I said, he wants us to repeat that quest. So like we were talking about before, I'm not sure if that's because it's really needs to be repeatable, or if it's just because he wants, or the game has given us extra quests to kind of get us into the level range that we really need to be before we move on to the next area. So he wants us to hunt some Mercabees. So we're still level 4, but we're pretty close. If you saw the little bar down there at the bottom, probably when we turn in this quest, it'll take us over the top. Let's get through that real quick. Oh, it didn't. But let's pick up the next quest this guy has for us. Quest, board chores. Alright, let's head next. Let's get through all these. Alright. He needs gullets, what an odd creature. And let's accept that. Boar or chore. But what I'm going to do real quick before I have to go is I'm going to run in and show you a little bit of the town of Regenstein. That sure is a mouthful, and I'm having a hell of a time with it. But we're going to head over there. Yes, you can jump. It's not like some of the games where you jump obnoxiously high, even though these guys are probably about 6 feet tall, and I'm jumping about twice that height. So I guess you could say being able to jump 12 feet in the air is pretty obnoxious as far as jumping height. But as you know, some of the games that I've even done Inside the Den features on, and you guys have seen some of those videos where you can jump really, really obnoxiously high. You know, sometimes 3, 4, 5 times higher than the NPCs or even your character. What I find even funnier is you go into some games and you see these NPCs that are just larger than life. So here we are, we're inside of the town of Regenschein, and you can see we've got this guy right here, which is Save Point. We're going to head over here real quick, and I'm pretty sure that a guy we need to talk to, yep, there he is, 2 of them with the 2 red question marks right there we need to talk to. But I wanted to show you guys real quick this the skill trainer. So you get in here and you're able to talk to him. I don't think it's this guy right here. I think it's the other one, but I'm going to talk to this one real quick. Reporting for duty, and get through his quest and see what he has. But there we go, let's get that reward, and we did level up, so now we are level 5. So let's see, he's got 09 Company, which is the next quest. It's kind of funny how this music is just jumping around randomly to kind of create just this hectic environment, even though I'm just sitting here talking to this guy about some quest info. So we are getting a little bit of lag, but I think that's from Fraps. But you can see there are a bunch of people playing different, can't really tell their levels. I could probably inspect them. Let's see, party invite, give a gift, whisper, block. It doesn't look like I can, but he's got a bunch of buffs on and stuff like that. Hattori Hanzo. So many of you have paid attention to pop culture in the last 10 years. You'll know exactly what that's from. So let's complete his quest, and then I believe we can get on to seeing the... Let's skip and get to the reward. So there we go. Once again, we get to pick the Warlock reward. And let's zoom our camera around real quick so you guys can see when that actually gets put on There we go. So we now are wearing that little helmet. So let's talk to him again. And he shows off the different skills that we have. And we've got slash, charge, which is kind of interesting because those are not for us. So we actually need to go find, I believe, the skills that are for us. Because I don't think that slash, and these don't seem like Warlock type skills. These seem more like... And there we go. I did just notice it. Fighter Skill Master. So there's the Spellcaster Skill Master. I'm going to guess that she's the one that we want to talk to. So there we go. So we have 4 skill points. We got Fireball or Innervate. Innervate deals 23 magic per second for 6 seconds. So essentially this is a dot spell. So let's learn that because that's going to be one we're definitely going to want. So it looks like we can upgrade again at level 8. We are high enough to upgrade our Fireball again, so let's upgrade that. So now we're level 2 on that. You can see there's a bunch of different skills here, and then we've got our second tier, which Etheric Shackles, required level 17. And then we've got a bunch of different levels of skills, and even the 4th level isn't even available until level 51. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. And if you'd like to play or learn more about Aika Online, you can read our full review over at MMOden.com or just click the link below in the description. Till next time, thanks for watching.